All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight again for the triple header night. So first, I started off with Grim Survival. That was a fun time. It wasn't a pretty fun time. It was a fun time. And then the Angryprepper, my channel. Now we're over here on the Angry Truth channel. So guys, thank you for following me over. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. Now, how do I look and how do I sound? All right, now how do I look, but how do I sound? That's more important. Fuck the looks. It's how do I sound? As I went off, actually, somebody said the Nutella Prepper. I thought that was fucking funny. I was like, okay, that one was good. I got a kick out of that. But all right, good, gorgeous. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. So found it. Good. Two. All right, that's we're hitting good numbers right now. So fix your hat real quick. Nope. There you go. All right, that's better. Got that dirt stain on. All right. So guys, let's get into it. Now, tonight, the subjects we're going to talk about are the fence or the wall, if you will, around the Capitol. Is it going to stay? Double or triple mask? What's it going to be? Cancel culture and overdrive. HR 127, the Second Amendment killer, if you will, and the Netherlands unrest and why. So we're going to talk about these subjects for tonight. Now, the wall around the Capitol, or I'm sorry, let me walk that back. The fence around the Capitol. I don't want to call it a wall because it really isn't a wall. And I know that the left loves to split hairs, but we're not going to do that here. It's a fence. Now, it's a fence around the Capitol. There's some hypocrisy to it, obviously. We all know what the hypocrisy is. I'm going to get into it a little later. But as of right now, the wall around the Capitol might stay. It might be a permanent fixture, or they might develop something a little more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Because as of right now, there's nothing pleasing to the eye with that fucking fence going around the Capitol. The Pelosi is looking to keep it there. I think Schumer wants it there as well, or wants to keep it there. And there are a lot of politicians that have been like, no. And there are certain politicians like, we're having a hard time getting our people through the gates to get bills signed off. So, how long it's going to be there is unclear. And right now, they're keeping the fence up and they're keeping the military there because what's going on, Prepper Tribe? Because of the impeachment. So, the impeachment, they think people are going to show up in support of Trump. I don't know. I would think people would show up in support of him. It'd be cool. It'd be another trip, reason for me to go to DC. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like such. Now, any support, here's a problem. The backside of this. This is a off topic subject. If you show your support for Trump during the impeachment, if you go down to DC and show your support for the president, I could absolutely see you losing your job, especially if you work for a private company or smaller firm. Um, so I find it interesting that the cancel culture, which we're going to talk about later, has gone into overdrive with this kind of shit. Showing up to DC to support Trump during the impeachment would be a move. But I'm a little impartial to Trump right now. Now, do I still support him? Yes. But there was something that was brought to my attention, and Abigail Cook, thank you for the donation. There was something that brought to my attention, and I sort of thought of it too in the back of my head. The election was stolen, right? Or a lot of us think it was, and some of us think it wasn't. The election was stolen, and Trump knew that it was going to be stolen, and a lot of the other politicians thought so too. So if all these people thought that the election was going to be stolen, why in the fuck did they let it happen? Why didn't Trump sign executive orders on certain things to stop other things from happening? Or if a state switched this rule, he should have been like, nope, we're going to have this rules for voting nationwide. Look at the executive orders that Biden signed. Some of the executive orders Biden signed, I didn't think he could sign, and he did. They have the House, the Senate, and the fucking presidency. And instead of Biden talking to his other parties, if you will, he just signed executive orders. Trump could have stopped a lot of this shit if he knew it was going to happen. But he didn't. Why was that? Why didn't other politicians stop shit from happening? That's like a hurricane coming to your house, and you see this hurricane coming, and you're like, guys, this hurricane, it's coming. It's going to hit. It's going to hit big. It's going to fuck us up. And you keep saying this hurricane's coming, but you do nothing to stop it. Why is that? There's a fucking problem. He should have done something. He should have of executive ordered the shit out of something to stop it from happening. So I'm just throwing that out there. That it's just a tad bit weird that you saw the storm coming and you did nothing to prepare for it. Nothing. Yeah, John Mott, you're right. They all wanted him out. I get that, but it still doesn't change the fact that he could have fucking did something. But again, and there's a couple of things he could have done executive order wise to stop the election from being stolen, if you will, or to stop the election from other states changing these shit rules at the last minute to fucking favor them, right? So, like I said, it's just a lot of questions, guys. A lot of fucking questions. Anyway, back to the Capitol and its fucking fence. So the fence was put up in response to, we all know, it was put up in response to the Capitol event. Now, I'm going to call the Capitol event because I refuse to call it a riot, a siege, a takeover. I have referred to it as the Wednesday takeover, but that was just for shits and giggles. But calling the Capitol event anything else other than an event, you're being a hypocrite because we watch people tear cities apart, destroy businesses, kill lives, kill cops. We've watched all of this happen over fucking the course of 6-7 months, and nothing was done. And they were like, "Oh, they're just acting out." Those people, they're just lashing out. Leave them be. But the Capitol, that was a siege. It was a takeover. It was a treasonous act. Traitors. It was a fucking event because people were pissed off and they had enough. It's all right for one group of people to be pissed off and enough, right there. That's fine. But as soon as white folks do it, it was a white supremacist free for all. And now the word white supremacist, guys, is being overused. If you're white and you stand up against the left, you're white supremacist now. So I will call the Capitol event the Capitol event. That's it. We're not going to sit here and call it anything else. Now, the gate was put up, the fence, sorry, was put up because of that. Now, was it due to fear and paranoia? I mean, we obviously, you think that this shit is going to happen again? You thought that people were going to come down and do what? They knew nothing was going to happen. They knew fucking nobody was going to fucking storm the Capitol for the second time or do anything like that. They weren't fucking, you know, Hudson Valley prepping. I'm probably a white supremacist now, or white supremacist sympathizer. That probably makes more sense, right? That's probably what I am now. But anyway, it was put up out of fear and paranoia, and it was more fear, guys, than anything else, right? Because this bullshit, they're like, well, you know what? We got to protect the Capitol. We got to protect the inauguration. That fucking shit show. We gotta protect the inauguration. We gotta protect our idiot president and our whore of a vice president, right? And I use the word whore loosely, guys. Just because she slept her way to the top. And there's articles and there's an interview to prove that. And I'll find it and put it in the description section below. So anyway, whether this gets kicked off or not, I can care less. So They fucking put a fence around those two idiots because they thought the Capitol was going to get stormed. Now, they knew the Capitol wasn't going to get stormed. The FBI kept saying that there was chatter, that there was going to be some shit happening. Marcus D, thank you for the donation. There was no fucking chatter. There was nothing going to happen. Nobody was talking about anything. Nobody was talking about going to the Washington Capitol. But yet, they played on America's fears. They played on the President Biden's fear, and there went the fence. So there was a big issue with that. Now, some politicians seem to think that there might be an issue again during the impeachment. Like I said earlier, they think that people are going to show up and either A, support or start some shit. Nobody is going to start some shit. So I don't know where they're getting their intelligence, but I can guarantee you during his impeachment, he'll either have support show up or nothing at all. But he's not going to have an influx of people storming DC again. It's not going to happen. All right, guys. So we are at the 11-minute mark. Hit the like button, if you will, or the thumbs down, whatever fucking gets you excited. By all means, thumbs down the shit out of it if you're in a bad mood, or thumbs up if you're in a good mood. Or if you hate me, don't hit either. But that's up to you. So here's the hypocrisy part. Right now, the hypocrisy part of this whole thing is Pelosi herself said that border walls are demeaning. I don't know how the fuck they're demeaning the people breaking into this country illegally. Nonetheless, she said they were demeaning. She said it wasn't right that people should be able to come onto this land or something to that effect. Sorry, they should be able to come here without any walls. We shouldn't separate ourselves. But then this fucking asshole is all for putting fences around the Capitol to keep the American citizen out of the Capitol. The building we fucking pay for. Our tax dollars pay for that building. It's a public building. We should all be in there. But no, they want to put up a fence now. And they're going to keep the American people out. Now, they're talking about, to be fair, they're talking about opening up tours again so that you can get in there. But what does a tour now in the Capitol building look like? Does that look like them ripping apart your Facebook page before you get onto the tour, the touring service? Is that them fucking, screening you to make sure that you're not a fucking right-wing extremist? Shit, dude. Even fucking right-wing extremists want to visit fucking DC and see the historic buildings there and the beauty of DC. There's a lot of beauty to DC, right? What's going on, Airborne Prepper? So how's that going to look? Now, like I said, they're talking about opening it up, but we don't know what capacity. We don't know how many people are going to go inside. But nonetheless, it's still hypocrisy of the Democrats, if you will, because they're very hypocritical, those assholes, of not putting up walls. Like I said, Pelosi was dead against the border. She was dead against the border wall. So why would she push to keep the fences up? Oh, because they're splitting hairs. Because the fences are not walls. They're fences. And they're to protect us. But forget about protecting the American border. Leave the American border open to everybody that comes across. Now, I have no problems with people coming across the borders to change their lives. They want to come on here and change their lives, so be it. You go through the ringer like everybody else, right? You pay your taxes, you become a citizen, you fucking put your hand on the Bible or the fucking Constitution, you swear that you want to, do right, be the American person that you always wanted to be. That's fine. I get that. That's okay. But leaving the borders open so that the drug fucking cartel that's using it as the drug highway, come on through, guys. Get some, get some American fucking money, sell them drugs here. That's all you're doing. You're inviting more bad shit. Now, people like those walls. If you build a correct wall, you will slow down the drug trafficking. It's just fucking science. I mean, everyone's saying it's science. I'm going to say it now too. It's science. You're building a wall deep enough and tall enough, the drugs will stop coming into this country, and it won't stop. It'll slow it down. That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm not. It's interesting where Democrats are hugely, insanely hypocritical, and then when you call them on it, they go, "Well, we were doing that for a good reason." Observer. That's what I was thinking too. Uh, One Sun Observer. I was thinking that too. There's more to that story, but we'll see how it unfolds. Now, going back to Trump's impeachment, I think this impeachment's a show, and the only way we're going to know if Trump was in on this whole thing is if he goes to the impeachment trial and they put on a nice little shit show and they tell him, "Oh, there wasn't enough found here. You can go now. You're free to go." You know. And if he doesn't get, if they don't fucking throw the book at him, which they're gonna try to throw the book at him, but now thinking about the way that things unfolded, I'm like, I don't know now. Could he be on their side? Could he be a part of the plan? Who the fuck knows? You know. Um, I don't know. Cause listen, the whole Russia shit was bullshit. He laughed at that. The whole fucking the porn star thing, that was bullshit. He laughed that off. And he's laughing off this one like, oh, it's not a really big deal. They're not going to fucking really find it. And they're not. I mean, listen, guys, trying to impeach Trump on this bullshit rioting, if you will, or the Capitol event, trying to impeach Trump on the Capitol event, it's like trying to impeach me for robbing Fort Knox. Highly unlikely. Trying to connect the fact that Trump said X, Y, and Z when people were already at the Capitol doing their shit there. You know, um, there's no way he could be at fault for that. No way. So we will see, man. Yeah, Teflon Don. I mean, listen, guys. I do see him getting off. I don't see them fucking convicting him guilty or whatever the fuck it is. I don't see that happening at all. But if they are soft about it, like insanely soft, then I'd like to say that he was in on it, because again, you do not keep warning people of a storm that's coming and then you do nothing to prepare for the storm. That makes no sense to me. Just doesn't. Yeah, Jungle Life, exactly. This is a reality show we're living in. Just the shit that we're seeing is insane. All right, guys. So the next subject we're going to talk about is I was going to talk about the double mask and triple masking. Now, obviously, because they keep using the word, they're overusing the word science now, guys. They're sitting there saying, well, you know what? The science says this, the science says that. What science? The science that we don't see? The science that you keep telling us says that the vaccine works, says that COVID is super spreadable for asymptomatic people. What science? You're just telling us this. You're not showing us anything. Therein lies the problem using the word science now. They're overusing it. Well, the science speaks for itself. No, it doesn't, because you're telling me a hypocritical fucking liar. Fauci has been a liar since the whole AIDS epidemic. Fauci fucked up the AIDS epidemic. Fauci caused a lot of people to die. A lot. Gay men were dying in droves because instead of treating each symptom that was presented in them, he wanted to treat the entire disease. And that's why a lot of gay guys and people, were dead or killed because of AZT. It was a drug that was specifically made for attacking the HIV virus and AIDS. And it didn't work because fucking tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people around the world died because of this AZT shit. And they phased out AZT because they found out it didn't fucking work years later. So instead of fucking tackling the AIDS virus from symptom to symptom, Fauci fucked up that shit. So anyway, here goes this same fucking asshole now in charge of the coronavirus. This little douchebag troll telling us, don't wear a mask. Nope, now you got to wear a mask. Well, you know what? Everybody, you guys have to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated. All of you have to be vaccinated to stop this from mutating. There's no fucking science in that. There is no fucking science in that. So he just tells us that there's science in it and that we're supposed to believe him. Okay. All right. And like idiots, people believe him. Now, the double mask wearing. He talks about, well, it makes common sense to double mask to stop the virus. No, dick, it doesn't make common sense. You build up uh, carbon dioxide or monoxide, sorry, when you're breathing out, right? You're breathing out carbon monoxide. Dioxide, sorry. You're breathing out carbon dioxide. And if you're wearing a mask you're breathing it back in. Now, not all of it, obviously, because when you breathe out, a lot of it gets pushed out the side of the mask. But if you're wearing an N95 mask, you're breathing it back in. And over time, it starts to diminish your skills. Your what the fuck am I? The word I'm looking for. You are diminishing your reaction time, if you will, right? We've seen people who, thank you, dioxide. We've seen people who've wore a mask in their car and crashed because they kept breathing in the carbon dioxide, and that made them woozy and threw their brain off, if you will, and that had them crash cars. People passed out. So now you want us to wear two masks. Now, keep in mind, those were, thank you, Gray Man Prepping. The mask can lead to hypoxia. Double mask wearing. Now, people are wearing an N95 mask and a surgical mask over the N95 mask. I don't fucking get that because the N95 mask stops 95% of the virus and toxins from getting in, right? At a viral level, that is. Sheila, thank you for the donation. So now you're wearing an N95 mask and a what you call over your face, a surgical mask over your face. So now you're double masking a mask that's supposed to stop 95% of the virus or viruses out there, right? Okay, fair enough. That's an idiot, but whatever. Now they want you to wear two surgical masks because they keep saying the science is there. Meanwhile, they did not do the research for two masks. CDC said the other day they are not for double mask wearing, but they're not against it. But they are going to do research and study on it. So they are running out to doing the research and study. Why are we letting Fauci, who didn't do the research and study on double mask wearing, why are we allowing him to tell us it makes common sense? Oh, it's just that's how it is. It's going to work. He doesn't know, and he keeps saying maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Yeah, Virginia Prepper, you can't cure stupid, but the fact is, this stupid monkey is on fucking TV every day saying monkey shit, and so people are listening to him, and they're going, man, double mask wearing's got to be the shit because Fauci said so. Because Fauci, he's been a doctor, a scientist for 40 something years. He knows what he's talking about. He clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and yet we listen to him. And there are other scientists that say otherwise. There are other scientists that will argue, well, no, that's not true. They shouldn't do this. They shouldn't do that. Right? They shouldn't be wearing a two mask. Just leave it at one. Social distance. Social distancing, I think, is like the better way of doing it to a point. But double masking, they're going to start seeing more problems with people passing out because of carbon dioxide and messing with their oxygen level and making them incoherent, making stupid judgments. So we're going to see more of that down the line, guys. And the triple mask wearing, I just don't know where to go with that one. So I Shrimp Zoo did a video on that, if I'm not mistaken. And I think, yes, Shrimp Zoo brought it up. Sorry. So he brought up that video, and I had to look it up. I'm like, there's no fucking way they want you to wear three. Lo and behold, they want you, some places, not some places, they are suggesting three as well. Because they're like, well, why not? Why not put four on your face? Fuck it, put five. Just put the box on your face. That'll work at this point, right? I mean, I saw a meme on that. They're like, why not just put the whole fucking box on your face? Because that's where we're going. Again, no science. They're just spitballing shit, and they're going, well, that makes sense. It's got to work. That makes sense. It's got to work. It's no study, and he's just shooting from the hip. What the fuck, man? It's the idiocracy of people we follow. It's insane. It really is insane. All right, next thing I wanted to talk about reality. Well, let's walk it back. So I was going to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about it as well. Fuck it. I'll leave it in there. Cancel culture. But we're going to talk about the reality czar. So, New York Times, the paper, wrote an article calling for a reality czar or a reality commission or someone to check misinformation online. The name of the article was How Biden's Administration Can Help Solve Our Reality Crisis, written by Kevin Roose. Again, this is New York Times article. When I found the article, sorry. I'm going to put it in the description section below for you people to read. So basically, they want to control more of what we see and hear. That's pretty much what he was getting to. Now, here's the basis of a reality czar, if you will. The basis of a reality czar is, and by the way, guys, Native and Devout Prepper made a video on this, so check out his channel, and he did a video on the same shit. They want to control your freedom of speech. This is where I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. This is where I see their point, and I hate to fucking say that I see this asshole's point, but I see his point because, and you know where I'm gonna go with this, because of those fucking QAnon people. All right, those Q people and their fucking queuing bullshit and their fucking they're you know what, man, they're the troops. They're in the White House tunnel, and they're gonna break out and arrest Biden. And Biden is a fucking clone. And Kamala Harris is going to throw him down a flight of stairs on April the 3rd and claim presidency. And all this crazy bullshit, and how Trump has a quantum computer that can see the future. Again, here I go on my fucking rant with these stupid fucking QAnon people and their stupid beliefs. This is why we are in a boat we're in. Because their reality, the Q people, QAnon, whatever the fuck you want to call them, their reality is definitely distorted. They don't see the world for what it is. They might as well follow Jim Jones to fucking Guyana and drink Kool-Aid. That's how far they are. That's how far off they are. So, these people are the reason why they're talking about a reality czar, why they want more control over what we see online and what we don't. The problem with that is that though I see why he brought that up, now you're trampling on free speech, because it should be, in your opinion, you think Biden's a clone, in your opinion. But saying that Trump is a clone is where the line needs to be drawn, because now you're stating something as facts when it's not. It's a lie. So at what point do we start pulling back the lies? Because the Q people are the fucking epitome of liars and lying and moving the goalpost and telling you, hey, on April 3rd, Trump's going to jump out of the sky. He's going to skydive, catch his parachute, put it on, release the parachute, drop down in the fucking front lawn of the White House and scream, get some, and go after Biden. I'm pretty much going over the top because that's how these fucking idiots think. And it gets their dick hard when he over exaggerate shit. So let's over exaggerate. So anyway, right? And then on April 3rd, he's going to do this. And then it doesn't happen on April 3rd. And then April 4th comes around and they're like, well, you know, his plane ran out of fuel, so he couldn't jump out. But he's going to do something similar to that May 15th. And they keep moving the goalpost. They keep moving it, guys. That's the problem with the Q people. So they display reality as truth. At what point do you pull back on that? Because they are undoubtedly the new Jim Jones, right? They are sitting there gathering people to believe their bullshit. And people are biting. And that's a problem. But at the cost of freedom of speech? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's where the line needs to be drawn. So the government lies too, right? We all know the government lies. Again, I brought it up in the in Grim Survival's live stream earlier tonight. The government lied. They lied about Area 51. Area 51 was a base in Nevada that never existed. Never existed. They were to blue in the face. They were like, no, it's not out there. No, there's no fucking such base. And then they would have like satellite pictures of this base in the middle of the Nevada desert. And they're like, that's not it. That's not Area 51. And then what? 10 years ago, they released that Area 51 existed. So they lied about us they lied to us this whole time. Then Russia turns around and goes, we have aliens here on planet Earth, by the way. Here's some documents and videos. Aliens. Right? And then you're like, but you told us there was no aliens. Well, there is aliens now. And then he releases all these files. And Trump was supposed to release a bunch of files. I'm not sure if he did, but they were supposed to release more files on aliens being here in the United States. Okay. The government lies. So now who do we believe, right? Clearly they lie because there's a lot of lying going on with this COVID-19 shit. There's a lot of lying and shit being switched around for wearing a mask and shooting up the vaccine. There's a lot of lying going on. So now we're supposed to let the government dictate to us what we hear, see, and how we take information in? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So again, you could thank QAnon for their bullshit, but I don't think we should surrender our First Amendment because of a group of idiots. But the problem with big tech now here's the thing with the czar. The reality czar, they wanted to have a task force, if you will, get in contact with big tech companies like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and get in touch with those companies and sit side by side and see how they can get rid of this disinformation. But what happens if the big tech company is not well versed in that information and they kick off facts? They kick facts right off the fucking internet because they weren't they weren't well versed in it. But they allow you to put fucking lies and shit. It's a problem there, right? Fed up. Thank you for the donation. No, I do not trust the plan. I like that. You trust the plan, don't you? Nope. Well, like I said, guys, false info is running rampant. We're seeing it from all angles, right? Remember last year at this time, people thought that you could catch COVID from a Corona beer, right? Bottle by drinking it. They thought you could drink COVID out of a fucking Corona beer. People were that stupid to think that. People were putting socks over their faces to use as a mask to keep from catching COVID. Fed up, man. Thank you for the donation again. Right? So misinformation is dangerous. It is out there, but how do we correct the information? How do we stop that misinformation from coming out? And this is why the government is looking to step into it, because there's too much misinformation. Listen, even I'll get it wrong every now and again. But if you get it wrong, you got to be able to fucking say that I'm wrong. But people like the QAnon people and those groups of people, they won't admit that they're wrong, and that's a dangerous place. You know, so I don't know where it would go with that. You know, but again, thank them for having the federal government step in. Gary, can you elaborate on that? So, in there was a bill that was pushed a year ago. The bill was the House of Representatives Bill 8636, Protecting America from Dangerous Algorithm Act. This is a play on the Communications Act of 1934. They want to do is have these companies open their algorithm up so that the federal government can look and make sure they're not putting false information at the top of their feeds, if you will. Like, you know, when you go in your search feed and you see all of these things pop up that you will watch, people skating, kids running in the walls. You know, they want to make sure they're not putting that shit at the top of their feed, like, you know, QAnon saying Biden's a clone. You see that? You see his finger? His pinky. Look at his pinky. It's wiggling. That's him being a clone. They don't want them to put that kind of shit up there. So that's an act that I don't know if it was shot down, but when I looked it up, it was just sort of in limbo, right? That's House of Representatives Bill 8636. And then it leads you into Communications Act of 1934, which was basically the American government getting involved in communications over the wire and radio waves involving American, I guess, troops in the military, things like that, and radio as well. So that was that. So now, guys, again, why do people fall victim to extremist groups and conspiracy theories? Now, I said this earlier on, again, Grim Survivals. Oh, yeah, yeah, Gary, absolutely. People are that stupid. Trust me. I was walking in Central Park when this whole shit went down, and a guy had a sock on his face. He had a string around his ears, and he had a sock on his face over his nose, like this. His mouth was still out. I was like, fucking kid. My wife was with me, and she was just like, "Leave it alone." I was like, "But what? Look, what the fuck is that?" So it they're just stupid shit you see, and sometimes you should call them out on it, but whatever. Anyway, guys, so why do people fall victim to extremist groups and conspiracy theories? Because look at what we're in right now. Right now, we are in this state of where we're talking to each other via live stream. We're talking to each other via Zoom, FaceTime. People want to belong. People want to belong to like-minded people. So conspiracy theorists and extremist groups, they all think alike. And so these people are drawn to that. It's like Jim Jones. Jim Jones's people navigated to him, sorry. Uh, T. Fisher, thank you for the donation. Floated over to him because he hit them with things that they thought like. They thought like him, and they're like, this guy's a fucking leader, and I love him, and yes. And then they follow him all the way to fucking Jonestown, Guyana, and he was like, guess what, people? The government's coming. Drink some Kool-Aid. Well, the Kool-Aid has cyanide in it. Drink it. And then he shot a bunch of people. He forced people to drink it. I'm like, listen, fucko, you're gonna put a bullet through my head. The last thing I'm gonna do is fucking drink cyanide. And he killed a lot of people. There's a documentary, I think it's called Jonestown, and it's the documentary on Jim Jones. When you get to the last 45 minutes, I think it is, it gets really gruesome. So the feds, not the feds, but big tech is already censoring everything as it is. The feds getting involved will only make it worse. So, do I think they're going to come out with a reality czar? Nope, because there was an article by Fox News, I think, that said there's a pushback against a reality czar. So even liberals are like, no fucking way. We're out on this shit, Because now you're going to control what people say and what they hear. They're already doing it already, guys. I mean, big tech is already doing it, but the federal government getting involved, forget about it. Look at the TV set right now. Every time you turn on the TV set in your local area, you'll see nothing but commercials on wearing a mask, social distancing. I saw this commercial by Hoboken Hospital, Hackensack Hospital, sorry, in New Jersey. They sit there and go, it's okay to tell your friends that you don't want to come over and hang out with them. You should say no. And come on our website and we'll tell you how to turn people down nicely. I'm paraphrasing. Really? Oh, guys, you wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance. Show your love from across the room. These fucking retarded commercials. I mean, guys, the propaganda in these commercials is insane, and the government already has their hand in it on it, and now they want to get their hand in on social media, which will absolutely fucking uh, it'll be the end of social media. It'll be the end of all of us. They're going to kick off 95% of us if the feds get involved. So the big question, guys, is who will control the information? Who's going to control the information if the government gets involved? If big tech is on the side of the government, which they will, right? Ministry of Truth. Thank you. Be watching. I appreciate that. The Ministry of Truth. That's what it's headed towards, guys. And who's going to be in control of it? Is it going to be big tech? Is it going to be government? It's going to be a combination of both. Is it going to be whatever political party puts more into their pockets to control the narrative a little better? Who's it going to be? So that's a question to think about with this fucking reality czar shit, and keeping a close eye on it. Though some say that Biden is looking to tackle misinformation online. I don't know how he's going to go about doing it. So next up, is the, well, 40 minutes in. We got 20 minutes to nail this shit because I got to get back home. So, anyway, cancel culture, guys. Cancel culture is going into overdrive. The new victim of cancel culture is Marilyn Manson because his girlfriend, I think it was, or his fiance, whoever the fuck she was, I don't know if they were recently dating or not, whatever it was, she says that he treated her badly, treated her like shit, wasn't good to me. And with that, Marilyn Manson's concerts were canceled. Now, no proof, no videos, no audios. And here he is. And I'm not a big fan of Marilyn Manson, guys. I can fucking care less. The problem with it is that the cancel culture is canceling people based on accusations and no proof, or little to no proof. Kevin Spacey was another one, right? He touched some dude's dick, and then it comes out that that never happened, and they canceled Kevin Spacey like that. And I wish they would have waited on canceling Kevin Spacey until after the last season of House of Cards. They could at least waited, but no, they canceled him. They got him off the show, and boom, he was gone. Another one that was fucking cancel culture happy, Johnny Depp, that fucking asshole that he was married to. An audio of her putting him down, degrading him, saying no one will believe you because I'm a woman and you're a guy, on an audio tape of her saying this, and yet Johnny Depp gets canceled from those wizard movies, and she becomes a motivational speaker for battered women. This is the crazy world we live in now, guys. Fed up, thank you for the donation. All right? She becomes a fucking speaker for battered women when she was caught in a video, in an audio, telling Johnny Depp, "Fuck you, you know, no one's gonna believe you. No one's gonna believe I'm beating you." And then Donald Trump, had to save him for last because he is part of the cancel culture now too. Cities are getting rid of contracts with Donald Trump because of the Capitol event. They try to cancel him for 4 years, guys. The Russian collusion, nothing there. The prostitute, shaking her ass in his face, nothing there. You know, the grab him by the pussy comment, they try to make that into a fucking full-fledged thing, nothing there. And yet, they blame the Capitol event on him when there's clear evidence that they were attacking the Capitol before he even got on stage. Clear evidence of it. And yet, cities are canceling his contracts. You know what happens when you cancel a guy's contract like Donald Trump? That means a lot of people go without work. A lot of people lose their jobs. But because these vindictive prick Democrats want him and his contracts out of their city, they're willing to sacrifice a few thousand jobs, if not tens of thousands of jobs, to get rid of those contracts because they don't want Trump anywhere near them. So the cancel culture is costing people jobs, gigs, business deals. Now, you or I, the cancel culture would be a lot worse. Now, there were people who went to Trump's rally, and they went to Trump's rally, and just going to the rally, they're getting fired. There are people who support Trump, they're getting fired. So the cancel culture for the rich, people are like, well, who gives a fuck about them? It rolls downhill, guys. And shit rolls downhill and it hits us. And when it hits us, we feel it more. Because Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, Kevin Spacey, and Donald Trump will be okay. They're going to continue to get revenue from their music, their movies, and their business deals. They will be fine. But when it hits us and lands at our fucking doorstep, it affects us a hell of a lot fucking worse. We lose our jobs because of someone suspecting us to like Trump, or we went down there to the rally. We lose our job. It's going to be harder for us to find a job in this day and age, in this era with COVID and shit. That's why it matters. We have to fight against the cancel culture, because firing somebody on an accusation, it's fucking bullshit. Women could run out there right now and go, "Oh my God, the Angryprepper, he raped me." Meanwhile, this bitch lives in California and I'm here in New York and we never met. But with her saying that, she could contact YouTube and they can cancel my channel. right? So a lot of shit needs to fucking change, and a lot of shit needs to be fought, guys. We can't just sit idly by anymore. I'm not saying take over another capital, but I'm definitely saying we need to do some more hard shit. We need to fucking get in their ass, because sitting by is doing us no fucking good. It really isn't. And if you don't agree with them, guys, you're a racist. And the word racist right now is not being used as much anymore because people of color are starting to be labeled racist. And so the media are like, whoa, we can't have black people being racist. Let's use the term white supremacist. Trumps all. Now you hear that word everywhere. White supremacists, white supremacists. Those guys in Reddit, Wall Street bets, white supremacists. They bought too much of the GameStop. They took money out of our pockets. They must be white supremacists. And there's an article by CNN Money, uh, white supremacy attacking. I gotta get you this fucking. I gotta get you this title because it's fucking insane. Let's see if I can find it. And I can't. But it's something along the lines of white supremacy uh, buying GameStop to attack Jewish hedge fund owners. I'm like, wait, they made this into a fucking hedge fund, anti-Semitic attack now because a bunch of guys bought fucking in the GameStop. This is where this cancel culture is going. So they can't use racist anymore. They have to use white supremacists. They're overusing the term homophobic. They're overusing the term transphobic. My God, forget if you see a trans walking down the street and you go, oh my God, that's an ugly dude. You're transphobic. If you tell a gay guy, no, man, I don't want to fucking date you. Leave me alone. You're homophobic, right? And I don't want those people here in my country because they came over the border this way and not that way. They should do it the right way. You're xenophobic. They overusing these words, guys. Overusing these words. And it only does one or two things. Not one or two things. It only does one thing. It spreads us thin. It divides us even more. If you want racism to stop, stop fucking labeling everybody the first Latino politician in Biden's cabinet. I forgot what position he got, or the first gay man to hold position in the cabinet. If you want to bring people together, stop individualizing everybody's accomplishments through their race and gender. Right? First transgender to run in Biden's cabinet. Cut the shit out. If you want everybody to be on the same page and be equal, you stop it right there. That's how you do it, guys. You end it with that bullshit, and you just, hey, great accomplishment, you, not, hey, great accomplishment, you Spanish, transgender, gay, whatever you want to be called person, like cut that bullshit out, you know. No shit. I didn't know that. My wife just said James Corden is getting huge backlash for being nominated because he played a gay man. Stereotypical for the gays. Too stereotypical for the gays. You can't make anybody happy, guys. You can't make people happy. Again, that's how we stop the bullshit and we stop acknowledging this shit. We stop right. We stop with the labels and we stop fucking buying into all of these people's bullshit. The gay community needs to stop with their crying. That's one. The black community needs to stop their fucking crying. That's two, right? The fucking the people who are here in the United States, we need to stop crying about our woes because there are other people who have it worse elsewhere. You know, so that's where we stop. We stop being fucking individualized in no sense. We grow a pair of fucking balls. We bring it back together and we make this country what the fuck it was. And listen, this country's still great. Make America great again. I never liked that saying. I never liked that saying because America was never not great. So many people come here because America is great. We still have opportunities and freedoms here. When those opportunities and freedoms are completely taken away from us, then it won't be great anymore. But nonetheless, this country's always been fucking great. We can go to the fucking store and pick up milk, bread, and cheese. And I don't know why I said cheese, sorry. right? And spam. You people appreciate that. We could pick that shit up here. But a fucking guy right now sitting in his fucking mud hut living room is trying to figure out how to feed his fucking kids in the next week. And we're fucking here talking about how, oh my God, it's so bad. I didn't see my friend Melissa, I love you, FaceTiming her and cheers on over the fucking Zoom. That's the fucking bullshit we have to deal with. And fucking Mobutu and his fucking family is starving to death. You know? So again, guys, you got to put shit in perspective, you know? And that's how we should do it. We should put things in perspective. And if everybody puts things in perspective, like the gay community, stop being a bunch of bitches and put shit in perspective. Listen, there are gay men in other countries that are getting killed just for being gay. There are gay men in other countries being killed for suspecting of being gay. That's real world shit, guys. That's the real fucking world problems. Those guys have it fucking bad. Those gay dudes, those are gay guys people should be rallying around. We should be rallying around them to keep them from getting killed, beaten, flogged, whatever it is. We shouldn't be sitting here talking about fucking, why Jimmy, broke his nail and running from a bunch of guys that were, screaming homophobic epithets at him or whatever it was, or whatever you want to use. I mean, we shouldn't be fucking, entertaining that bullshit. We should be entertaining real world issues. There are fucking gay guys that cannot come out because of the country, the city, the state, wherever they live in, and we're worried about that shit here. Gay people are spoiled here. They're spoiled rotten. The LGBT community in the United States is spoiled rotten. They have it all. Whatever it is they want, they get it. You guys want a fucking day at Disney? You got it. We'll close down the parks for you guys. You guys are prance and skip and do all the gay shit you guys do here in Disney. I don't know if they do that anymore, but they did a while back. The black community needs to cut their shit. They're fucking Africans right now, still enslaved, still in slavery, still in the slave trade. Kids still getting fucking abducted in African countries. And here, we're talking about fucking the couple times a year a cop becomes a dick and lets his gun off. Listen, man, I know I'm not going to get shot by a cop that way. And I also know that I'd rather live here than over there. But yet, we cry about fucking, black people here in the United States, we're so marginalized. We're like slaves. I'm like, when the fuck were we like? I mean, like, we were slaves fucking 400 something years ago, and shit got a lot better. It's 2021, man. I could fucking walk anywhere now and not worry about it. Except fucking places like Onion Town and fucking the Jackson Whites neighborhood, upstate New York somewhere. Like those places I can't go. But guess what? None of you people can go either because you're not fucking part of that community. Right, and listen, guys, I don't have anything against the LGBT community. I have something against the way they're crying about the way they're treated here in the United States. Give me a fucking break. Unless you get fucking stones thrown at you for being fucking gay, or whipped, or flogged, or hung upside down for fucking 12 hours, then you can cry about it. And until then, shut the fuck up, put a dick in your mouth, and call it a fucking night. Because it's enough already with their fucking crying and their baby bullshit. There are people with real world problems. And here in America, we don't have those real world problems. We have complaints. We have, excuse me, can I speak to your manager? Complaints. That's the kind of fucking problems we have here in the United States. We don't have fucking those fucking issues. You know? So, anyway, guys, sorry for that rant, but it just pisses me off when people cry about shit and they know that there are people out there in the world getting treated, I mean, fucking 1,000 times worse than them. You know? So I wanted to touch on, because I fucking saved it to my phone like an asshole. So I wanted to touch on real quick. What do we got? Oh, we got 5 minutes. I gotta make this fly in 5 minutes, guys. All right, guys. 764 of you guys watching. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever makes your, pee hard. And your niplets hard, ladies. You know. It helps out the algorithm of the channel. And do that for every live stream you're on, guys. Always hit the thumbs up. When you go in there, hit the thumbs up. It helps out with the channel immensely. And even the thumbs down, it helps out, right? It just shows that there's interaction. Thank you, Brian, right? We became a Karen nation. That's exactly what we are. But, you know, it's just amazing the complaints that everyone's complaining about, you know? Prepper now. I'll explain to you what Onion Town is later. It's somewhere where you or I can't go because we don't belong to that community. That community. It's a fucked up place. Like if you or I were to drive through that neighborhood in the car, they'd be like, "What are them two motherfuckers doing over here?" You know, and then they start throwing rocks and shit at us. So it's like a yokel town, if you will. You know, but whatever. So let's talk about real quick House of Representatives Bill 127, right? It's also known as the Second Amendment Killer, Destroyer, Apocalyptic Event for Guns. All right. So they want to ban magazines over 10 rounds. Jesus, man. That's like, I mean, for an AR or AK or M4, you're going to have fucking 10 rounds or less. Yeah. And so all you're going to force us to do is buy more mags that hold 10 rounds. And instead of having 6 across your chest, you're going to have 12. Okay. We adapted to that. They want to ban 50 caliber ammunition. Don't know why. Who the fuck's running around with a 50 cal just lighting people up? You know how heavy a 50 fucking cal is? All right, so whatever. They want to ban that ammunition. Okay. They're expensive anyway. But I don't see why they would want to do that. Why they want to go after that one. Now, here is the bigger problem, guys. The big problem. There's two, actually. The first one is public accessibility to federal firearms registration system, meaning yes, those are Christmas decorations still up. Those are from my parents from last year. They never took them down because of COVID. They left, and they left them up. And I'm throwing my mother under the bus. Yes, I am. So anyway, so they want to create a public accessible federal firearms registration system. What that means is anybody on YouTube watching Alaskan Ballistic, for example, right? He's a gun channel. Watching his channel and goes, man, I want to see what exactly he has in his house and where. And so with this registration system, you have to put where all your firearms are, and you have to put where they are in your home. So you have to put my AK, my M4, my M16 old school, my M1 Grand are all in the living room in a vault. Okay, the vault's in the living room. So now what that is, guys, you know what that turns into? A shopping list for fucking criminals to break into your home and take your shit. That's one big problem, all right? So, second problem is they want to mandate a psychological evaluation for gun owners. This is probably the one reason why it's not going to get passed because I'm not sure how many gun owners there are, but I know there are millions. You're going to tell me that you're going to demand that millions of gun owners get a psychological evaluation to keep their guns? That ain't going to fucking happen. That is not going to fucking happen. So now, that's going to present a problem with liberal psychologists. A liberal psychologist will be like, man, I don't like guns. I don't like gun owners. I think guns are icky. You know what? Fuck that. Every gun guy that comes in through my door, I'm gonna say he's unstable to own a gun. So now he's unstable to own a gun. Now you can't own your guns. Now all your guns are taken away because this liberal fucking prick psychologist said or thinks you shouldn't own one. And forget about a second opinion. I don't think they're going to allow that. I don't know if they worked that out yet. 400 million guns in the U.S. Good luck getting 400 fucking million guns back. Thank you, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Right? The psychological mandate is bad because, guys, listen, you could walk in there, you could be ear to ear smiling, you got your fucking suit on, your top fucking sweater, you're sitting there, your hands are on the table, so you're not moving around, you're just talking to the dude, and the guy is trying to piss you off. Now, here in New York City, they used to do it. I don't know if they do it anymore, but when you went for your gun permit in New York City, you had to sit, you had to sit before 3 to 4 people. I forgot how many it was, or maybe it was two. And first of all, you would go for 2 o'clock appointment. They wouldn't see you till like 3:30, 4 o'clock. They do that just to piss you off, and then they get the ball rolling when you're in there. So now that you know that, you're not going to go in there pissed off. But this doctor is going to go out of his way to piss you off. He's going to start plugging away at you until you snap and you fucking choke him out, or fucking, you know, break him in two. I don't know, whatever fucking you do to doctors, put him in a pretzel. I don't know, but that's a bad thing. Now, a couple people like get out of blue states, get out of red states. This doesn't matter if this goes down nationwide. I don't. You could be in a red state. It's not going to matter, because what happens? This is a ban, not a ban, but a bill for all of America, right? So it's just going to turn into a fucking shit show. And to boot, now you got to fucking get firearms insurance. You know how much firearms insurance is going to cost you per gun? It's not going to be, hey man, I got 15 guns in that safe back there. How much? Well, what are they? What's their capacity? What rounds do they use? How many times did you fire it? Is it brand new? How old is it? And all of these things are going to factor in the fucking firearms insurance, and you're going to be paying a fucking, you're going to be paying out your nose for firearm insurance, guy, per gun. So a handgun's going to cost you $10 a year if they go that route, and AR is going to cost you $40 a year. And then the AK depends on which model it is. That might cost you 45 to 50. Oh, you got a 50 cal too? That's $50 a year. So now all of that adds up if you have over fucking 5 guns. Never mind those who have hundreds and not thousands of guns. Now, those are the deadlier things. Here's the other kick in the dick. Imagine, yeah, Hawkeye. Imagine if they do fucking 800 per tool. You're fucking screwed. So now, that's a lot of fucking money, guys. And now guys are gonna have to sell their firearms to who? Back to the state? If Kamala Harris becomes president, she's going to do a mandatory gun buyback, which I think they're going to talk her out of, because if they don't, she's going to start a civil war. Cyber Bullets, thank you for the donation. So that's it. Oh, sorry. Back to the kick in the dick. Sorry. So the kick in the dick is they get to talk to your ex, whoever your ex is. $800 per year for insurance? That's still a lot of fucking money. Now, is that Yardbirds? Is that for all your guns you own? Or is that like per gun? Because they were talking about, according to the bill, per gun, per firearm. So they're going to change the way the firearms insurance is now, and they want it to make it per gun so that it's harder for you to own them or keep them. Sorry. So they get to talk to your ex. So if your ex hates your guts, right? Thank you, Karen. If your ex hates your guts, guess what, guys? You can lose your firearm. I think if you're going for your firearm, sorry. If you have them already, I don't know if that's going to work that way. That's unclear. But what's clear is that if you're going for, like me, I moved to Nevada and I want to get my first firearm license or permit or whatever it is, and I go and sit there, and now I think it's your most recent ex rats you out, right? So, I mean, if she doesn't like you, you're fucking screwed. And if your ex is a criminal in jail, you're screwed. You'll never own a firearm. Now, right, that's where this conversation is leading, guys. If you have firearms. Oh, by the way, the bill, which I'm going to put the link to, is 20 pages. 20 pages long. I'm going to read most of it tonight, the rest tomorrow. We'll do a more comprehensive video on the Angry Truth channel, and I'm going to do a prepper version on the Angryprepper channel. But the bill, like I said, is 20 pages long, and it's problematic. And that's the thing, guys. The bill itself is problematic. Even from like a liberal standpoint, it's problematic. It's just there's too many variables that were thrown in there, and now you have to tweak all of those variables. So that's the one reason, again, why Prepper Nation and I think it won't pass. And I know some of you said the same thing. It won't pass. But thank you, Northern Girl Hobbies. That was the other thing I was leaning towards. Don't register your shit. Fuck them. Buy whatever you're gonna buy. Do not register them. Fuck that. It got lost in the boat. Just don't register them. Fuck those assholes. Fuck them in the ass. They want your shit. They gotta come for it because that's what it's going to go to. Because that is the definition of thank you prepper now tyranny. Coming after your shit, forcing you to get it, and telling you if you don't comply, we're gonna come and take it. Well, guess what, fuckface? If I own guns, I'd be like, come and fucking take it. You know what? I have a slingshot. Come and take that. Fuck them. You know? I mean, this is where it's going to lead, guys. This is where the fight is going to fucking have to happen. You're going to have to fucking stand your ground. You're not going to sit there like a guy I was talking to. Thank you, Cyber Bullets, for the donation. A guy I was talking to, he was sitting there and saying, you know what? If they come for my guns, I'm going to have to give them up. Because what am I going to do? I'm going to sit there and you know, die in front of my family, get arrested? I'm like, no, you're going to grow a fucking pair of balls and fight for what's yours. All right? So the fucking House of Representatives Bill 127 is a definite it's definitely problematic from on both angles. Whether you're right leaning or left leaning, it's problematic, guys. And thank you, Angie. The wife says that if they take your guns, we'll just end up getting them on the black market like the bad guys do. Because guess what's not happening, guys? The bad guys are not going to say, guess what, guys? They passed Bill 127. We're gonna have to give in our fucking our 30 round mags and our gun. You know what? We're gonna have to give in our guns. We're gonna have to. You know what? In good faith, we're gonna give our guns in. It's not gonna fucking happen. The bad guys are gonna look at this bill and go, guess what, guys? This is the time for us to fucking own up on our shit. Because when they take everyone's guns, we're gonna run the streets, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Charlie, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. If I didn't say that already. So, guys, a lot of problematic shit in this bill. And while we are at it, 777. That's a lucky fucking number. Thank you guys again for watching. I do appreciate the donations. I want to go over one more thing, and that's the Netherland Unrest. So the Netherland Unrest was an issue. Was a big fucking issue. Hawkeye, right? So $50,000 to $100,000 if you don't register them. Guess what, guys? We're going to be fighting. That's the bottom line. You got to be ready to fight. Got to be fucking ready to fight because that's where it's coming to. Because if they take your fucking guns away, guys, they can do anything they want to you. They can fucking put whatever vaccine they want in your body. They can fucking tell you what to look at, what to read, what to watch. They can run this fucking country if they take the guns away. The guns are the half measures of what's keeping everyone else in every other country at bay. All right, and the other fucking side of that measure is our aggression, our ability to fight, our willingness to fight. That's the other thing. Well, Paul, if you're poor, you're just gonna have to fucking hide your shit. That's all. You're not gonna register them because then they're gonna do. They're gonna keep you in jail if you can't pay a fucking 5 to 25 years in prison. I don't see that. I mean, listen, you know, you can jaywalk and you're supposed to get like a few years ago here in New York City. If you jaywalked, it's still on the books. I think you're supposed to get like a couple days in jail or some shit like that for jaywalking across the street, and they don't do that. So 5 to 25 is a bit much. I don't see them sticking them in jail for that long, but you're still gonna have to fight. You're still gonna have to fight, guys. But it's going to be an issue. Anyway, let me touch on this subject, this last subject, real quick. So the Netherlands Unrest, guys, I could definitely see that happening here. People are more and more frustrated every day. Every day they're frustrated. And in Netherlands, they dropped the hammer on their restrictions. So they tightened up on their curfew. So their curfew, I forgot what time it was, but it wound up being starting at 8 to 4:30 in the morning. They closed down all their fucking outdoor and indoor activities, and the people had enough. And they were like, "Fuck this!" And they went on a spree, not a killing spree, but just like a beating spree. They were throwing shit and rocks at cops. And now Netherlands, like I said in my last live stream, when was the last time you heard some rough shit coming out of the Netherlands? they're peaceful people, right? They're cool. They're cool, calm, collect. They're like vegans and shit like that, right? They eat fucking tofu and fucking pate rice or whatever the fuck those people eat out there, and that and that's why they're so calm. That's at least that's what they're claiming why they're calm, because of their diet, whatever. So we're hearing shit out of the Netherlands, guys. That means shit is getting bad. That means more and more people are fed up with the bullshit. So the Netherlands rioting is just something to look forward to, because you're gonna look forward to because you're gonna see it way more worldwide. You're gonna see it fucking beyond beyond America, beyond the Netherlands. You're gonna see it in more places. You're gonna see people getting pissed off. Right, and oh, that was the other thing I wanted to touch on. Um, Oh, that's right. They do smoke weed, and look. Thank you, Angie. So if they smoke weed there and they got pissed off, what is that saying about the lockdowns, right? Um, they had enough, and that was the other thing I wanted to discuss. It just popped into my head. Someone brought up Canada, or I saw something that referred to Canada, but Canada right now. If I was to go to Canada, I would have to quarantine in Canada for 2 weeks, right? I would have to quarantine in Canada for 2 weeks at my own expense. And if I pop positive on a test during the 2 weeks there, they will put me in a government approved facility until the COVID's out of my system for two weeks, so 2 additional weeks. So I'd be trapped in fucking Canada for 2 months. I'm sorry, for 1 month. Right? That's 2 weeks while you're on lockdown, and another 2 weeks if you pop positive. 1 month in Canada. No, thank you. I like I like my Canadian neighbors, but there's no fucking reason for me to go to Canada now. Fuck that shit. Then I'm gonna stay there for fucking 2 weeks and see what snow and maybe a frozen waterfall. No, thank you. You know, right? And Teresa, I think Tudor did that in response to what Biden did to the pipeline being shut down. The pipeline here being shut down not only affected Americans, it affected Canadians as well. So he was doubly pissed about that. So that being said, um, I think Tudor did that as a knee jerk reaction to making us pay. But guess what? We just won't go to fucking Canada. Fuck them. Really, it's Canada, guys. It's not fucking. It's not the Maldives or fucking Turks and Caicos or Tahiti. It's fucking it's Canada. So it's nowhere that I really want to go. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind going to Banff, right? I wouldn't mind going there, but if you're gonna fucking pull that kind of shit with Canada, fuck it. You don't need to go. So anyway, guys, um, just wanted to get that out there. Thank you for making the live stream very entertaining, guys. I was trying to watch some of the comments, but right, thank you, Ed. Enjoy your own country. There's a lot of shit to see here. I mean, it's fucking it's America. America's not a fuck. I mean, it's not a complete shithole. There's a lot of things you could see here. Why fucking go to fucking Canada? Not like I'm raging against Canada, guys. Just when I heard that rule, I was like, fuck it, I just won't go. It's not the end of the fucking world. All right, guys. Last thing. I know this is it's late in the game. I know everyone wants to get off. I want to go home, but let's hit the prepper channels. Bang, bang, bang. So we're gonna start from the bottom to the top, right? Bottom to the top, guys. Normally we start top to bottom, bottom to top. This week's channel raid is Native and Devout Preppers. Hit his channel, guys. Rate it. Let's get him up there. And Autoimmune Prepper, she was the last time I checked at 485, but supposedly she's at over 500 now, which is really good. So thank you guys for showing your support to these channels. I appreciate it. So, all right, guys, we're starting from the bottom up. Rip Curl, who I interviewed last week. Northern Girl Hobbies, which I'm looking to interview. Cherokee Survival, Native Devout Preppers. That's the channel raid for this week, guys. I do apologize for starting it on Wednesday instead of Sunday or Monday. Tennessee Tactical 1, Random Gene, who did a radio presentation on the NYC Preppers Network's channel, if you will. RV Repair, Remodel, Prep Channel, Autoimmune Prepper, Papa Prepper, Zen Prepper, Southern Safety, Mother Nature Works, Survival Living, Gray Man Prepping, Gemini Prepper, Bug Out Bishudo, Bushcraft Family, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Homestead Ost, Prepper Nerd, Shrimp Zoo, Happy Prepper, Bear Independent, Southern Prepping Perspective, Autumn's Backyard Garden. If I'm not mistaken, head over to her channel. She announced something about subscribership, like almost reaching a number or something like that. So head over to Autumn Backyards Garden as well, help her out. Faithful Prepper, Prepper Tribe, Prepper Princess, Hutch Homestead, Alaskan Ballistics, I mentioned them earlier, Prepper Nurse One, Prepping for Life, Alaska Prepper, Southern Boy Prepper, Grim Survival, who I was just on earlier today, North Shore Preparedness, Magic Prepper, who's on here, guys, Pinball Preparedness, Prepper Nation, TJ Preps, Me Being Cheap, who I haven't heard from in a while, so stop by our channel to see what's going on. Be Ready Today, Financial Prepper, another one who I haven't heard in a while. You can stop by his channel and, lurk around, see what's going on. Prepping Outside the Box, CS Prepper, who I haven't seen, again, another one I haven't seen in a while. Prepper 21, Prepper 101, Not Prepping 101, and NY Prepper. And Prepper Now, who's a mod for me. And NY Prepper, guys. Head over to those channels, take a look around, see if you like them. If you do, like and subscribe. If not, don't. But like I said, we're trying to help these channels grow because, you know what? They're worth it. Now, again, guys, thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me twice. For a lot of you that did, thank you for the double header night. And some of you, thank you for the triple header. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. And I'm going to get the fuck out of here and go home. So good night, guys.